Well, good afternoon, America. It's still morning down here. It's 11:21. It's 12:21 up there. I didn't get to watch the speech last night. I see Kid Rock, Hulk Hogan, and I just kind of thought this was just stupid. So I didn't decided not to watch it. Now, maybe people are saying, well, you're being conservative or something. You're not watching. It's an entertainment thing. Whatever. I don't know what it was. Okay. Uh, you read certain stuff like the headlines now. There's nothing in the news media that they're all supporting Trump. They're all backing Trump. They have to understand something that within 2 years of his election, there will be no news media coverage like you see it now. It'll be strictly Donald Trump. You won't even be able to get a hold of a lot of these podcasts and whatnot. They're going to come from places like down here, outside the United States. It's the only way we're going to be able to communicate with people because Trump is going to turn this into a fascist state. Somebody just reported Brian Tyler Cohen. I don't know who he is, and I'm not so sure I can say this without getting in trouble, but he says there's a plan to eliminate future elections. What? Does that surprise anybody? This guy wants to be a king. Come on, people, wake up. This is not... You're not making America great again unless you believe that America was the greatest when it was a suburb of Britain and the king and queen, Oh, let's see. Here's a surprising article I did read that made some interesting comments. You haven't heard a word from former President Bush. Now, I don't know what his health status is. I mean, I don't like the guy. I think he was a coward, and I think he screwed things up and could have done a better job with after 9/11 and everything like that, But he could have been there. I mean, somebody could have interviewed him or something, but nobody's doing that. I don't know why. Romney's not there. Well, Romney is a pariah as far as Trump is concerned. And then the three ex-vice presidents that's still alive weren't there. Pence, which if we of course know, Trump wanted him dead. Quayle, I don't know. Quayle has never struck me as a politician. He's just sort of leave me alone, let me do my thing. And Dick Cheney, who was pretty tough vice president, but he's also the father of Liz Cheney, so we know he's not going to be around because Trump can't stand Liz. And the speakers were one of the lead speakers who's got comments from the media, including CNN. What a tough speech he gave, what a great speech he gave, Hulk Hogan. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you something about Hulk Hogan. Number one, he's not the brightest star in the box, okay? That's number one. Number two, he does nothing unless he gets paid for it. Okay? So some of that money that they've been collecting, that Trump's been stashing in his back pocket, went to Hulk Hogan for that speech. And it wasn't written by him. Okay? And if you look at his eyes, he's reading the teleprompter. So that's, nobody cares. Nobody's saying anything. So that's just, bullshit that's going on. All indications are that Biden's not going anywhere, So you can start saying right now that the death of democracy is due to Joe Biden and the Republican Party. I'm not sure if Joe drops out tomorrow that they can salvage anything, but so long as he's there, they're not going to win. All you need is somebody like Little Kim or something to rattle a sword, or Putin to shake the ground a little bit. Biden can't handle that situation right now. I'm sorry. I like Joe Biden. I liked him because he worked for compromise. He wasn't, he helped our government. He didn't destroy it like, Trumpy did. Trumpy's not a politician. He's not a businessman. Trump's a dictator in hiding, waiting to be able to come out. And I'm telling you, you better start watching YouTube and all your favorite TV shows and everything, because it's all going to be different once Trump comes into power. All right, and he's going to do it fast, because that's the way dictators take over. They take over in an overnight manner. They don't gradually assume control. They do it very, very rapidly once they've gotten control, once they're in the position of the head man. All right, so you're forewarned. Elon Musk is not going to get anything from Trump. Trump's going to take Elon Musk's money, put it in his pocket, and tell Musk to go fuck himself. That's the way he is. All right. Okay, here's another thing. Big story today. There's a major outage from Microsoft. The airports were shut down, and hospitals. Everybody's including some, I guess, private persons too. But there's what they call a denial of service type attack on a DNS attack on Microsoft products. And I have to tell you this, I've read a lot of articles over the last few years. I studied computers in school, computer school, and I do a lot of work with software and stuff like that. And I have to tell you that this is Microsoft. One of the reasons that I don't use Microsoft is the fact that it's the least secure of all operating systems in the home, of any of them, and it's everywhere. And I didn't like the idea that it was everywhere. I didn't like the idea that if you bought HP, Gates got 25 cents a computer or something like that. I forget what it was, 25 cents, $25, something like that, a computer, because his operating system, which was DOS at the time, which is still what Microsoft Windows is based upon. All right. So when I had an opportunity to get an operating system for free, Linux, which was rated very secure, Unix, which is another one developed by in the Linux world, is used on all government servers in the world. It's used all over the world, and it's not used in personal computers because people find it too difficult. It's nothing difficult. I use a version of it that's very easy to use. There are much more difficult versions to use if you're more akin to programming. And I'm not a programmer. I haven't worked on computers in 15 years. I think it was the last time I built a computer. So I'm not I read news articles every day. I get 3 or 4 of them a day about computer problems and whatnot. So but then I found out that a lot of them are the magazine articles and stuff that are sent to me are based upon not based upon, prejudicial to either Apple or Microsoft, which I hate both of them. Okay, so Linux is, you got to search for the articles, and then you got to watch what you're reading. All right, so anyhow. I just, I don't know what to do anymore. I sit here and I say to myself, what am I going to do if they stop my Social Security check? I haven't got enough money to last maybe 2 or 3 months. My wife has money. She'll probably throw me out of the house and just live on her own money. She's been stealing money from me for years. But we'll see what happens there. But I look at the, Trump with the ear patch, that's stuck on the edge of his. Give me a break. I had one of those bandages on my ear when I had plastic surgery done to my ear. I couldn't wear headphones. I couldn't do anything. So but I don't think there are videos out there that or any pictures of me like that. But that's stupid. First of all, that's a nick. That wasn't even a bullet. There was a fragment probably from a miss. I can't believe, based upon, I keep saying this, but I'm not even going to say it this time. Let's just go back to, I'll talk about the Secret Service problems that they're having. There's a lot of things being said about the Secret Service. Now, I was real friendly with a lot of supervisors and men and women in the Secret Service back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And the deal with them is that I talked to them. My concern with them was mostly treasury issues like counterfeiting and stolen credit cards and things like that, which they do when they're not doing protection. The deal is that they, at that time, I don't know whether it's the same now, what the story is now, so I'm not saying this is factual today, but back in the 70s, 80s, if you wanted to get a promotion, you had to do at least 2 years of protection for the president or a member of the family or whoever else they protected. You know, they protect a lot of family members. You know, back when I was doing it, I was talking to the people that I knew. They all liked to do Lady Bird. Lady Bird used to go down in the islands a lot. And these guys would have party the whole time they were there because nobody wanted to hurt Lady Bird. She was a nice lady. But one of the things they used to tell me, and you know, they get drunk and they tell me stories and whatnot, you know, probably shouldn't have said this, but they said that the easiest, and I've heard this from other sources, all right, in other agencies and friends of mine that were in law enforcement and whatnot, they say the President of the United States is one of the easiest people in the world to assassinate. The deal is being able to get away with it. You're going to die. If you're a suicide, you know, but if you're a suicide type individual, you've got other people helping you set yourself up because you don't want to die without making sure he's dead. All right? The amateurs miss all the time. The guy that went after Reagan and this clown. But if a professional, a serious professional, like what was the name of the movie? David Jackal or something like that. Or, if you look at that, a serious professional, and you see what they have to do to get to the president, they have to kill a lot of people. Anybody that comes in contact with them, they pretty much have to shoot, and they have to be able to get away with that. All right, shoot, poison, stab, whatever, throw off a cliff. They have to get away with it. All right, they can't. The gun manufacturer, the custom-built weapon and everything like that, the sophistication that's needed to make sure you don't miss. And even then, there's factors you can't control. You know, if you're to do it on a specific day, you can't control the weather. You can't control a lot of things. Can't control a kid wandering in front of the gun. You can't control a lot of things. And then in the Jackal, in that movie, they used a machine gun, which takes out a lot of people. All right, and didn't kill the person he was trying to kill, just messed her up pretty good. So, if a professional, now you've got guys out there, they train at snipers in the Marine Corps. In order to get out of basic training, you have to be able to hit a target 1,800 meters away. All right, and sniper training is more than just shooting. You have to be an absolutely marvelous marksman, but there's more to it than that. You have skilled stealth, camouflage, what do they call it? Evade. You know, all that stuff. You have to be able to do all of that crap to be a sniper. Because snipers aren't suicidal, okay? And neither is somebody that's going to take out a president. He's not going to be suicidal. Now, I don't, know of anybody personally or in my lifetime, if I met anybody that good, that could do it. That's why it's not done. Since Kennedy, and that one bothers me a lot because I know weaponry and I know shooting and all that. And that one's bothered me for a long time. But now that now it doesn't make any sense because nothing like that could be done now. Not similar to that. I'm not saying it couldn't be done. but I don't know how to do it. I don't know the. I know somebody put up a fact one time that there were Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle is the one you see a lot of in the movies. It was the first big gun advertised everywhere and everything. Somebody said there's like 1,700 of them within 20 miles of Washington D.C. or something like that, registered. Where the fuck are they going to shoot these guns? You have to be out west to fire these guns. You know, I think the national championship is in long-range shooting championship that the Army and the Marines and everybody goes to is someplace in Michigan or someplace out where there's nobody around, you know. So it's not something you're just going to go out and do. But in terms of if you're not afraid to die, it's supposedly, according to people I've talked to, one of the easiest of all public officials in the world. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to see it happen. You know, that's just it's just stupid because that would give the mega party a absolute boost that they don't need. I think they'll have him killed later on because I don't think you can control Donald Trump. I think he's crazier than Hitler ever was. I think he's, especially now that you have the media involved in it, he can be out front. He's a good distraction. You know, while you're screwing everybody in the ass, having him out front yelling and screaming at everybody, that's a great distraction. That's chaos. That's what he survives on. You know, but we'll see how many, you know, when they can't control him, we'll see what they do to him. I don't know. All right, listen, I probably got everybody sees this video saying, what's wrong with you? We ought to check this guy out. I'm an old guy. I can barely walk. So don't worry about me. Worry about the wackos that are really going to screw us. All right, listen, I'm going to take off. I'll be around, see what happens.